You seriously gonna stand there and compare me to Gary?
I mean, both of you like to control my every
I am not
move.
controlling you, Andy. I'm trying to make sure you don't end up with a knife sticking out of your chest. You can be so infuriating sometimes.
I'm sorry that I care about my own damn life, Robin.
Okay, my sisters fans, let's get into this review. All right, people, what can I say about is this episode 13 or 12? This is episode 13. Okay, so I thought episode 13 was good. What did you guys think about this episode? Now, I just have one thing that I noticed. Instead of them coming back from when I think we ended the last episode, which was episode 11, with Hayden getting ready to try to finish the job on Gary, right? But then when we came back from that episode, this new episode, episode 13, we were with Andy in the garage with the guy following her. So I'm like, I don't what's his name? Bernie following her. They should have just started it from when we seen Hayden in the hospital trying to unalive Gary again, but didn't work because clearly his wife was there. I mean, Hudson was there. So that didn't happen. So let's just get into this. So the episode starts off with Andy walking through the parking lot. Come to find out, the guy that is following her was told to follow her by Robin, right? So now Robin, I guess somebody named Bert. I don't know where this guy come from, but they said he works at the firm. He's, I guess, an investigator at the firm. He convinced him, or he paid him to follow Andy. So Andy, as usual, is doing the most with Robin. Guys, I'm puzzled why the writers are deciding to have Andy have so much smoke for Robin, but she doesn't have it for Gary. After everything that Gary did to her, she got all the smoke and all the energy that we needed her to have for Gary. She has it for Robin, though. I don't know. Now, listen, people, I think that could Robin have an interior motive to what he's doing when it comes to Andy? He may have, but for right now, from what we see, it looks like, from what I'm seeing, it looks like he may be a little bit obsessed with Andy, or he may really want to be with Andy, and he is really trying to protect her. I could be wrong, because you know how these writers flip flop, when it comes to these storylines with the ladies. So I'm hoping that Andy and Robin are really going to get together. So they have this whole discussion, and Andy is so is frustrated that he had somebody follow her, which when it was Gary was the actual stalker. He was the one following her, but she did not have all that energy. But okay. So the part that was really, really funny was she did do the moves that Fatima taught her when she pepper sprayed Bert, which was the guy that was following her, people that was hired by Robin. She did mace him, and she did a little move that Fatima gave her. So I thought that was really, really cute. I was like, this is funny. That part was really funny. But she gives Robin the business again and then fires him as her lawyer. So they say their scene ends. I was like, okay, because I'm Andy getting on my nerves with this. So we move right along into Danny, dramatic behind. Okay, so people, we went from Tony being the person that was aggravating and doing too much to now Danny doing too much. Now, why is she blaming Tony for her panic attacks? It's like she tries to block. Every time a relationship, I notice that, is going good for Danny, she puts up a wall. I don't know if it's because she doesn't want to get hurt, or because of her past experience with men. Maybe she's blocking her heart from getting hurt, and I get that. But I'm not understanding all the guys that are really into her. She doesn't see it. So I know it's the storyline, guys. I know it's only a show. So I'm just talking, in reality, if you have somebody that's treating you really well, you should be able to recognize that. But Danny doesn't recognize it because maybe she was never treated well. So she doesn't know what it is. She doesn't know how to receive it, because she never had it. So she thinks that everything that a person does is trying to change her or make her into something else. And it's not. It's just the men trying to help her because they really do care about her. But it's hard for her to see the difference because she has always maybe been told, or maybe in relationships never been the important one. Right. So that's what I'm figuring as I'm watching her storyline. I'm like, maybe that's why she is like she is, but I don't know. So she talks to Carisha. Carisha comes. I love Carisha on the show. I think she's great. Carisha comes, she helps her out. She calls the EMT, the EMS come, they check her, they tell Carisha that, yeah, she basically had a panic attack. And then they had a little funny scene where he told her, well, we all gonna die. And they like, oh no, this is the wrong time to be saying that. But it was cute. I thought it was cute. But Carisha asked Danny who was she like to call, so she wound up telling her to call Sabrina. So Sabrina comes and well, people, before Sabrina comes, Carisha calls Sabrina. Sabrina is still with Rich from the last episode where they were playing ball in the park or whatever. So as Sabrina gets the call, Sabrina is talking in front of Rich. So, well, not really in front of Rich. She kind of got up and went to the side, but not far enough because Rich heard her and then called Tony. Now, after he calls Tony, Sabrina comes back. She says to Rich, come with me over to Danny. Well, he wasn't going to go. If I'm not mistaken, that scene, I don't think he was going to go. She said, no, come. Now, Sabrina, come on. It's your girl, right? It's your girl. You don't know really what she's going through, right? You didn't have to take Rich with you. I mean, what you guys think? You think because it's her man, it's like, no, come. You could come. But Danny may not have wanted him to see her however she was in a state of a panic. Maybe, that's her friend. Of course, she wants her there. But I'm not too sure why she told Rich to come with her though. She didn't really know what was happening. Maybe it was something personal that Danny did not want Rich to know. And then clearly it was because when Sabrina gets to the house, Rich gets there, all of a sudden you have Tony running in like Superman. It was hilarious. You have Tony running in like Superman. Danny gets aggravated, saying that Tony doesn't hear her. He doesn't understand her. He disregards what she's feeling and what she's saying, and she needs a moment and all this energy. And I'm like, oh my God, this is too much. Danny, make up your mind. You want a man to be there for you, or you want to be single? It's either or, because at this point it's given. Yeah, no, this is given what's wrong with her. She needs more time for herself. She needs to be single. Stop getting in a relationship. That's what I'm saying about the writers. Let's give Danny time to date. Let's see her with different guys. And I'm not talking about sexually, like every time we got to see her in a scene having sex with people. No, I'm saying give her the scene or where she's just dating and then she finds somebody and then she commits when she's working on herself, or work on herself first. I don't like how they have her on this show. Like is getting like exhausting her scenes, even though I love Danny to death, I think she's hilarious. So we move on from there, people, and we go back to the cat is out of the bag with Karen, Zach, and Fatima. So we get back to the house. Fatima is telling Karen like it is. Everything Fatima was saying, guys, you tell me if you agree. Fatima was right on point with what she was telling Karen. Karen, you just cannot pop up at your baby daddy's house when he has a whole fiance and they live together. That's disrespectful. You cannot just come popping up. Okay, call first. If you want to have a conversation, why didn't Karen just call and say, you know what, Zach, we need to talk. Is it okay if I stop by? Can you, even if she didn't run it by Fatima, right? She could have just ran it past Zach by calling him first and saying, you know what, is it okay that I stop by? Because I don't just want to come over there. That's how we know that Karen ways are still there. And she's acting like she's over it, but she's not. So, like she's over Zach, but I think she still has something there for him. But anyway, we go back to the scene, and Fatima is basically telling her, you wouldn't like it if it was done to you. And we all know she wouldn't like it because we clearly seen it in season, what was it when Fatima popped up at her house? Season 6, if I'm not mistaken, season 6B. She didn't like it. She was pissed off. So Karen seemed to kind of act like she understood, but then she still turned around and said, I think I should be allowed to come here because he was being extra. No, you don't. But anyway, Fatima had to again put her in her place and say, like I said, this, you should not just come and pop up. Both of you guys are being extra, basically. And they were. Okay. So in the mix of that, we have Zach, who is hilarious. I don't care what, no, that man is hilarious, people. I know y'all could agree with me. Zach is hilarious, right? So Zach says in the middle of the conversation, oh my God, I don't need this stress. I don't need neither one of y'all stressing, both of y'all being pregnant. And bingo, we get the announcement of Fatima's pregnancy. Karen looks at her and says, Fatima, are you pregnant? Fatima says, yes, I'm pregnant. I didn't want to announce it yet until I was further along, but loose lips over here, couldn't hold water. So Zach, like, it's a mistake. It was a mistake. So in no more than 1 minute after they said that, Karen starts to have contractions. So that information took her into not pre-labor, like Braxton Hicks, right? Which is, you're really not in labor. It just feels like you're in labor. That was the stress of her hearing that Fatima is also pregnant. So now, people, I know what's going to follow with that is going to definitely be more to their storyline, because now Fatima is pregnant. So now I'm seeing, I'm almost sure that that's going to be more drama there. Okay. So they get that information. Karen is, meanwhile, Karen feels like she's going into labor. They leave and take Karen to the hospital. So after they take Karen to the hospital, they go over to Sabrina. Now the scene is back to Sabrina and Danny. Now Sabrina and Danny are talking, and Sabrina, well, I'm gonna just backtrack there because these scenes were split. It goes back to Sabrina and Danny, and Danny telling Sabrina she feels like it's Tony that's making her the way she is. So I'm just gonna go back to that part. Then we flip over, we go from there, and then we go to Hayden in the hospital. First off, when we go back to the hospital, we see Hudson on the phone talking to somebody, explaining to them that they have a problem. Now, people, let me know who you guys think Hudson is talking to. Now, at first, I thought Hudson may be talking to um Hayden, right? But when Hayden came in, Hudson was still on the phone with the person, so it's absolutely not Hayden. So I was like, damn, I'm thinking that maybe Hayden and Hudson were working together, but absolutely not, because Hudson was still on the phone, people, when Hayden came in the hospital, go into the room. So Hudson comes out, Hayden goes in, he's Hayden talking mad junk while Gary is fake sleeping. Um, and he gets the pillow, he tries to put it over his head, and bingo, Gary's wife, sorry, people, Hudson is back again, trying to figure out why Hayden is in there or whatever. So that scene, they go from that scene to back to Fatima and Zach in the hospital, right? Excuse me, guys. Um, they go back to Fatima and Zach in the hospital. So now at this point, um, Karen is out from being examined. The doctor told her like she needs to rest, forget about the, don't do the stressing, don't let her baby father stress her, and all of that stuff. So the doctor comes out with Karen. Zach was already pacing and nervous. Karen comes out. He's happy to see that she's going to be all right. But let me just backtrack, people. While Zach and Fatima were in the hospital, Fatima told Zach he should call Aaron. So he did call Aaron and let Aaron know to come, because Karen was in the hospital. She was having contractions or whatever, so that, but he should come. So now we get to the point where Aaron gets there. People, Aaron is doing the most. Now they got Aaron doing the most. Zach was doing the most first. Now they got Aaron doing the most. I'm like, Aaron is getting on my nerves. First off, you're obsessed with a woman who didn't even want you, who is trying to make herself want you right now because she knows the man that she really wants, she can't have. So now she's starting to see Aaron in a different light. And it's like, okay, maybe I could be with him because I have these babies now. That's not right. But I guess, I don't know. That's the storyline they trying to make for Cameron, because I see it kind of going that way. But Aaron comes. Aaron, kind of was, I guess he was puzzled why Cameron was even in the hospital. But then when he found out, when the doctor came out, the doctor said, oh, don't let your baby father stress you. And she was like, that's when Aaron got wind of it. And he looks at Zach like, wait, what? I wasn't stressing you out. Who was stressing you out? So he, obviously, the other baby daddy is Zach. So he comes at Zach's head like, oh, why can't you be mature? Da da da. So him and Fatima has to get in the middle. Now, this is what I didn't like. Fatima, you are pregnant, girl. Don't get in the middle of them two. And why didn't Zach say, no, babe, move over here because you pregnant. I got this, but I don't know. They start going backwards and forwards, and their scene ends there. They scene ends there. But if I go back, because I have my notes, I missed the part where the guys, which wasn't important. Rich, Tony and Jordan meets up at the diner at a bar or something, and then they talk about, Tony tells them about what's going on with Danny, and he feels like he's the one putting her through all the drama, and the guys tell him, well, maybe take a step back. Da da da. The part was a waste of time in the episode. I'm telling you, it really was. Um, and then we go back to Hayden. He's leaving out of Gary. Well, when he's in the room with Gary, Gary wakes up. Gary continue to pretend like he doesn't remember anybody. Hayden and Hudson get into a little something, and he runs into Andy as he's leaving. And they get the information online. They see the information online that Penelope is now arrested for Gary stabbing. That was the end of the episode. Now, I want to say I did enjoy the episode. I think as it's going along, it's getting better and better. Tell me what you guys think, because I really do think that it's getting better and better. I mean, I always liked it, but I thought it was a little bit, some of the scenes weren't really going together for me. I was like, but why did they do that? Or why did it go there? Or why they have her doing that? Some of the scenes were like, don't really know about some of the scenes that they had. Some of the scenes inside of the episode wasn't really going together for me, if you guys know what I mean. Now, as far as that episode go, I enjoyed it. Please, guys, let me know if you enjoyed the episode. Please like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. I will be starting to do a few live videos. I don't know about live, but pre-recorded videos where I will actually be on the screen talking about the show from time to time. So I can, get some feedback from you guys. I need your feedback. Let me know what you think about the show so far. Sisters has been on for 8 seasons now. And I want to say I do be looking forward to it. I mean, I know some people complain about the show. Oh, it's going downhill, is this and that, but then they still watch it. I don't think it's going downhill. I think that they're trying to give us a different perspective of the show, and they keep changing it up for that reason. So you'll be like, why they did that? Why they do that? But it makes you still want to watch. So I'm assuming that's what they're doing. But hopefully I can see as it goes along, they may get it together. Cause I have been enjoying the episodes for this the end of season 8. It has been good. So again, like, share, and subscribe. My next video will be of Zatima episodes 13 and 14. So stay tuned, people. Like, share, and subscribe. Give me your thoughts in the comments.